everyone and welcome. My name is Dora and this is my second update to my 2+ years project pan. So I created this project a little while ago because I wanted to focus on my older makeup within my collection. I'm actively trying to reduce my makeup collection by doing various project pans, but I don't always put my oldest makeup in those projects. It would make sense to do that, right? You know, there's a reason why I'm not wanting to work on the older products. Maybe I've got favorites that are a bit newer in my collection. So the overarching goal is for me to have a makeup collection that is more minimal, but also a little bit more up to date in terms of expiration dates. I definitely use my own judgment when it comes to expiration dates. It's helpful to have that little icon on the back of our makeup products that tells us how many months does an item last for once you've opened it. But I found that just recently I had to declutter something that was in my year-long project pan actually that's gone bad before it had actually officially expired. And there are also other products that last way longer than what is advertised. But nonetheless, I created this boundary for myself just because I think it's so satisfying to work on these older products and actually eventually move them out of my collection by either panning them, so finishing them up completely. But also if they're on the verge of expiring, then I can catch them here, hopefully before I put them into a longer project and commit to them and just declutter them. Just so you know, so in my intro I started out with 38 products that were 2+ years old. I have not included eyeshadow palettes or nail polish in this project. What I have however included is any Franken product, so something that I have mixed or concocted myself regardless of how old the ingredients are. I've also included any decluttered product that I have received because generally they're on the older side and usually I don't really quite know how old they are when I receive them. So, you know, just to be on the safe side, I guess I've stuck them in here as well. So in the intro I had 38 products, like I said, with 2 joining later in 2026. So of the products that I bought in 2024, only 2 are remaining. I've either panned them all, I think there were a couple of declutters as well, but 2 products were still there at the point of my intro and actually at my last update too. These were a bullet lipstick by Mina called The Lipstick in 257 and then a P2 black coal eye pencil as well. At my last update I was down to 34 products and today I am down to 30 products and I'm also down to just 1 item joining later in 2026. So I finished the P2 black eye pencil, so happy about that. The last time I sharpened it, the pencil just fell out, so that is all done now. I actually finished it on the 22nd of March. So yeah, down to 1 product, and I think I'm kind of close with this lipstick too. It's a daily use product, although I'm not wearing any of these products today because I weighed everything before I put my makeup on, so I didn't want to have to weigh everything again. So, but yeah, here we are. It is a daily use item. You can see that the embossing is almost gone. Very happy about that. I think it will still join later on. I want to say, I think it's either August or October, I can't remember. It will probably join later in the year, and that's okay. But I don't have so much on it, and I think I'm making great progress. This is just a little aside, like a little bonus. In terms of these 30 products that are now left in my 2+ years project pan, I'm not working on all of them in here. I've got a selection of 8 products right now. 4 will actually be rolling out of this project today because I've either completed my goal or finished them, or I'm decluttering them because they've gone off. And then 4 new products will be rolling in towards the end of the video as well. So I'll be at 8 products again. I'm gonna kick off here, and this is my Franken face powder. It's in this Alverde component, but it's actually a mix of Revolution eyeshadows and Essence face powder. And here is where I am with this. I'm trying to finish it. I think I'm making really nice progress. I am expecting this to be done at my next update, which is very exciting, and then I can recycle this broken packaging. The Alverde pans are not magnetic, so yeah, I'm gonna let go of the whole thing. This powder weighed 35.42 grams in the intro when I wrote it in. it was down to 34.56 at my last update, so I panned almost a gram. It's now down to 33.35 grams, which means I've used up 2.07 grams since the intro. Then at my last update, I showed you this concocted foundation that I've had going for so long. I think since 2020 probably. Obviously, I kept topping it up with fresh foundation, but I think I'm ready to just, yeah, definitely going to recycle this now. This packaging was already empty at my last update, but I still had a little bit of product that I had scooped out into this jar here, and I only needed to use this a few more times and then it was done. So this was a bit of a gimme in terms of my last update. So at my last update, I had just made that transfer into the jar, and since then I have used up 0.26 grams that was still left of the product, and in total in this project I used up 4.19 grams worth of foundation. So this is a rollout, and I will be replacing this with a very similar item. Also in the intro I rolled in this pink bullet lipstick. This is by Manhattan. It's the Lasting Perfection matte lipstick in 200 pinky rolls. This was a declutter, but I'm convinced this is more than, I was gonna say 200 years old. I mean 2 years old. Well, here's a swatch of it. I really enjoy it. It's kind of similar to the Mina lipstick that I showed you at the beginning. In a way they're really not, but I would use them interchangeably. Anyway, this product was in here for just 20 uses. At my last update, I was at 9 uses, so yes, I have used this 11 more times. I've met my goal. This is rolling out now. Right now, I'm prioritizing this one. Age-wise, I should be working on the Manhattan first, but you know when you've just found the perfect combo, and I'm wearing this with 3 other lip products, but once one of them is done, definitely before this one, I may have to recalibrate everything, and I may well then switch to the Manhattan. In any case, this is rolling out today and I will replace it, but I've got a little bit of a weight difference as well of 0.24 grams, and that was 20 uses. So it's roughly about 0.1 grams per use that I'm using up here. Yeah, it's quite a bit, isn't it? Quite emollient. They have very similar formula, and they smell kind of similar too. This one is a little bit more fruity, and this one is a little bit more perfumed, I would say, but they're both similar and they remind me of the L'Oreal lipsticks as well. Next, I've got another rollout, and that is my e.l.f. No But Shadow Stick in Bronze Metal. I was trying to finish it. There wasn't a lot left here, and yeah, you can see it's still poking out. This broke off, so this is how much I have left of it. I was still able to make it work, but as I was applying it for the last time, I was hoping to, you know, keep going with it. It fell out and it dropped on the floor, and yeah, no, it's done now. I would repurchase a similar colour, but from a different brand. I am just not a fan of how the e.l.f. shadow sticks apply. I've panned so many of them, but they're just a little bit more on the drier side, so yeah, not a fan. I've got a weight difference on here of minus 0.15 grams. Then I had a Franken lip balm, tinted lip balm in this project as well, just for 5 uses. And I'll give you a swatch of this as well. It's very sheer. So here it is, and I only had it in here for 5 uses. It was starting to smell a bit funny. I didn't meet my goal on here, and this is a declutter. It's not awful, but it's not lovely either. So I don't want to risk anything. And there's a little weight difference as well of 0.16 grams. This is an item I also rolled in at my last update, just like the Franken lip product. And this is my Trended Up Bye Bye Redness green primer. So it's like an anti-redness color correcting primer. I've got a little bit of use on here. I've got a weight difference of minus 0.77 grams. I'm using it some, but yeah, there are 30 milliliters in here. You know, if I wanted to really get this out ASAP, I'd have to use this on a more regular basis. Of course, I also don't wear this all over my face. I apply it when I've got a bit of redness going on. Didn't use this today, but yeah, it's a sort of once every couple of weeks type of product. And I believe my last update went up 2 months ago. I got this in summer 23. Still smells beautiful. I'm going to continue to use it. And I think I will be able to finish it before it goes bad. Next, I've got a blush in here, a Franken blush. And this contains an Essence matte blush as well as some Revolution shimmery eyeshadows. I did this whole thing where I tried out all of my powder blushes, all 4 of them. I spent a week with each of them and then took notes on them and then decided, gave them like a ranking system. This came out as my top favorite blush, and now I have to use this 40 times. I did a terrible job at pressing it into this pan here. The Essence pans, by the way, are magnetic. So it seems a bit, you know, there's a weight difference, but it's not really accurate. The whole point of me trying to do 40 uses on each of my blushes, eventually, at least that's what I was thinking, and you know, I said I wasn't sure yet whether I was going to do all of that. Anyway, the whole point of that was for me to figure out which blush is going to wear down the fastest, so therefore which powder blush am I going to focus on, maybe starting at the end of the year and then into 2027. It seems a bit pointless though when there are some chunks coming off it, because I did such a terrible job at frankening it. I should have frankened it in a little mixing bowl rather than on paper and mixed the alcohol in with it already and then pushed it in. Anyway, I will repress it, but I think I want to do the 40 uses first. Not quite there yet. I'm currently at 25, so I need 15 more uses, which I'm certain I'm going to have for the next update, and then I'm going to repress it and then start all over again. I think I might reduce the 40 uses thing as well with my 4 blushes, because I've noticed that I'm really neglecting my Bare Minerals Sizzly blush bronzer that I've been trying to finish for 3 years now. Yeah, so that's still within this project, but I'm not updating you on it here because it's in my Build Your Own palette that I update as part of my Pan That Palette series. And I'm just stalling on it because I'm, you know, splitting my time between this and also cream blushes that I'm using. I have used up or lost 0.22 grams worth of product in those 25 uses. And yeah, I will make it to the 40 and then I'm going to repress and then I'm going to reassess and maybe go down to 20 uses with each of these blushes. That's what I'm thinking right now, but I shall update you at my next update. Last product before I move into the roll-ins, and this is my Note Mineral Lip Gloss that I am also trying to finish. I think I'm making really good progress with it. This is a daily use item alongside the Mina lipstick here. There's a tiny little amount that's still clinging to the walls of this container, but essentially, but the thing is, it's so pigmented, I just don't need a lot. I'm quite confident this is also going to be done for the next update, but yeah, not quite there yet, very close. And I've used up 0.56 grams worth of product since I rolled it in at my last update. So this is staying in the project, as is the color correcting primer and the Franken face powder and the blush, Essence and Revolution. For the foundation that I finished, I'm rolling in another foundation, but I only want to use this 20 times. This is not a finished product, I can assure you. Everything else that I'm rolling in today is to finish, not this one. I'm just not so sure about the color match, and I think I'm going to play around with it a little bit. I might concoct it a little bit as well. It's a bit too warm and too deep right now, but yeah, I might be able to work something out there with 20 uses, trial it. I haven't weighed it, but I don't really think it makes sense because I'm most definitely going to add more product into this. Maybe after those 20 uses, depending on where I am with my other foundations I'm working on in other projects, basically my year-long project pan, I may then continue to work on this. We'll see. to finish. For the decluttered Franken lip balm, I'm rolling in another Franken lip balm. This definitely still smells beautiful, and I'll give you a swatch. Yeah, and it applies nicer as well. So I'm going to roll this one in to finish. I'm hoping I'll be able to roll this up all the way and show you some cutaway shots so you can see how much I've got. But let me roll it all the way down. Yeah, so here is where I am with this product. For the other lip product, the pink lipstick, I'm rolling in another product that I also received as a declutter at the same time from the same person. And this is the Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in Rich Wine. I really don't have a lot left of this. It is a bit more on the wobbly side. So this is all I have left. If I can make it to the end before it drops down on the floor when I apply it, yeah, great. But yeah, it's definitely not a daily use item, so not quite a gimme product, even though there isn't a lot here. I haven't weighed this because I don't think my scales, even though it does go into the decimals, I don't think it's going to show up much. So, I mean, that's my experience with these twist up pencils, so I've measured it. And I've already got a little bit of progress from when I received it compared to now. I received it in August last year. And here it is. And this is where I am today. And that little pink chunk is what I've used up without it being in a project really since August. So obviously a little while. What's that, 8 months? Okay, I'm going to focus on this a little bit more now. For the e.l.f. Not Much Shadow Stick, I don't have any eye primers left or shadow sticks left that are 2+ years or older. Actually, no, hang on, I do, but it's already in my year-long project pan. So I don't want to double up. And since eyeshadow sticks are a favorite category, I'm picking a favorite product to replace it. And this is my Revolution Pore Blur and Prime Primer. I've had this for over 2 years. I'm almost done with it, but I've just been saving it for special occasions, trying to work my way through other primers. Primers are also in my No Buy project pan. I'm rolling it into this project now, and I think it'd be good to just finish it. This still smells fine to me, but obviously I don't know if that's actually accurate. Once I apply it to my face, I'll know more, so I'll be able to tell you next time. I think it'd be a real pity if this went bad. And yeah, once I've rolled primers out of my No Buy project pan because I've met my goal number, I will probably repurchase this one. It's a useful one. So those are my new products. Like I said, 8 again. I'm expecting some rollouts next time. The Note Mineral Lip Gloss and the face powder. So there'll be at least 2 more roll-ins at my next update. Actually, maybe even 3, because yes, definitely I'll be able to hit my goal number on here as well. Maybe I'll have a surprise empty or declutter if anything's gone bad. And yeah, I'm very excited about this project. It's really so satisfying to me to have this dedicated project where I'm working on my older makeup so that I can ensure that some of this stuff that has really been hanging on and, you know, chilling out in my stash for so long is actually able to leave my collection, and I'm able to replace it here and there if it is a favorite. Little update, I'm now finally actually able to fit all of my makeup into 2 drawers, which was always my goal, at least for the last couple of years. And I've been doing a 30-day makeup bag challenge to help me to make progress on items. In real time, I'm doing that in a couple of days, but you won't be seeing that until mid-May. There are definitely some products in here that will feature in that 30-day makeup bag challenge, and others maybe not. I've got this whole system where if I finish an item, I replace it with something else in the same category, because I only really allow myself 1 item per category, usually. From what I've shown you today, there are 3 products that I will be focusing on, hyper-focusing on in those 30 days. But it could be more, you never know. If I finish something, it could be more than that. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching all the way until the end. I really hope you subscribe if you haven't done so already. And I also hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.